Alright, welcome back to my channel. I was supposed to record yesterday another video after I got something to eat for breakfast. Only had a sandwich yesterday, so anyway. But I went to sleep. Actually, I didn't go to sleep. What did I do? I watched YouTube for a bit. Read a couple of stories, then I went to sleep. I'm sorry I didn't record the video like I promised to. But here's the second part of that video. What if Deku had a quirk? An ash quirk, to be more precise. So we left off where it's time for the entrance exam. Deku is walking towards the UA school. But Bakugo would still push him out the way and say, "Get out of my way, nerd." You probably won't hear me curse anytime during the series because I'm going to try to cut down on that. And besides, my family's still here. I don't curse around my mother. I might curse occasionally. Like, it might just slip out sometimes. Like, I really won't try to do it. So, Deku was walking after Bakugo, basically try to push him out the way, but keep walking. He is not tripping this one, so there's no need for him to meet Uraka. After he eventually gets into the inside of the inside of UA for the test, he would sit down in the seat. They would take the written test, and then they go to the auditorium, waiting for him to take the battle portion of the test, or the practical exam. While there, Deku would be staying ahead, and President Mike will explain everything that's going on. Ida does not get up and say anything to Deku, but he does to President Mike, saying that there is, why didn't you say anything about the zero pointer, anything about that, yada yada yada. President Mike, after a while, would tell Ida to sit down. He was just about to get to that part before he interrupted him, embarrassing Ida, having a couple people chuckle at him. After President Mike would explain basically about the zero pointers, he would tell everyone they would get a card detailing about which area of which battle city they would be going to. This ranges from A to B to C. I don't really know if it had a D, but it just ranges from A to B to C. With Deku getting his card, they're saying the city C, he would get on his bus. Now, be mindful of this. I haven't watched My Hero Academia in years. I'm pretty sure I ain't even watched the anime, most of it, because I stopped after a while because I got tired of it. I read a little bit of the manga, then I stopped the manga. Alright. Where am I? Oh, yes. After getting off the bus and waiting for everything to start, Deku was just sitting there, standing, hyping himself up, making strategies he can think of, because he basically already knows the robots. He doesn't know how strong they are, but he knows what they look like. So he's thinking about weak points in their basically anatomy and see if he can bring up strategies to break them down. So he started walking towards the front of the gate, seeing as he can get quick head start on everyone else and not be held back. But while he's walking, someone will place their hand on his shoulder. This would send Deku on edge really quickly because he was not expecting this, and it was kind of as instinct. He would take the person's hand, flip them over. When his back is about to hit the ground, he would also flip himself downwards and go very fast to the ground and put his arm around their head. Basically, imagine an RKO. No. Imagine a chokehold. You have Ida in the chokehold. He would create a small little kunai and have it to Ida's throat. A very quick succession. Deku, seeing what he's doing, would say, "Sorry, I did not mean to do that. You just caught me by surprise. And yeah, I'm sorry. Ida would reprimand Deku a little bit for doing that, and he would go back to his original point, talk about how Deku was going to basically try to distract Uraraka. Deku would say, you do know I was not trying to go distract her, right? I was only trying to get to the front of the gate so I can have a better chance and get out there and I'll basically, get points. Ida hearing this is a little taken back because he misjudged the situation and basically got embarrassed. So he would say sorry and he would walk away. Now this amount of time, President Mike would say start. Deku said no. The gates would slowly start to open. Deku seeing it would rush in very quickly, knowing that he doesn't need to be told to start. While rushing in, he would create a couple of kunais. He'd start throwing them at any robot he could see. And every time a kunai embeds inside of a robot, it would slowly turn to ash. As he's continuing to run, basically, and destroying robots, but also leaving a lot of them for other students so they can get points and also get to UA. After a while of gathering points, he sees that he has a sufficient amount. He will start to help other students, basically giving them advice about what they should aim at. Also help the students that does not have no physical quirks. He would even help someone named Hitoshi Shinso, telling him where to aim at because he sees that Shinso's body is physically weak, and also he also doesn't have a physical quirk, any kind of powered quirk. He sees that he has a mental quirk, or he does not have a quirk at all because he sees that he's not using one. Deku will give Shinso advice about where to aim at and what to do. Basically, tell him he can even pick up even some scrap parts of robots, or a falling down street sign or a rock or something like that, and where to aim at weak points in the robot's basically anatomy or system, whatever, exoskeleton, whatever you were to call it. This would help Shinso get a lot more points than he did in canon. No, this would actually get him to be in class 1B, with him being one of the weaker ones in class 1B, but he knows he's not the strongest person there, but he sees that he did great because of advice of someone else. After a while, the test is almost over. This is when Nezu basically brings out the Zero Border. Deku sees this is about to run away, basically seeing that there is no real point in fighting the Zero Corner. But before he can run away, he would turn around to see a girl on the ground. He see Uraraka stuck on a bunch of rubble. Thinking quickly, he will rush over, run as fast as he can. Noticing that with the ash that he's leaving behind as a trail, they would have little, basically embers in it. Which doesn't happen a lot because he still does not notice it. He rushes over to Uraraka, check to see if she's okay. She says she is alright, but she really needs to get out of here. Deku would then turn the rubble that's on her leg to ash, and he would pull her up. He would then jump back, dodging this upon his leg he dodged it at a good amount of time left. He rushed Uraraka out of the way. Since the 0 point is still coming, given that it has a couple of seconds left, Deku would put Uraraka down and he would create a spear out of his ash. He would then start to walk at the 0 pointer, and then he'd create wings out of ash. And then he started flying towards the 0 pointer. The 0 pointer would start throwing his hands at him. Deku would start knocking him out the way, not stepping into it yet. Since he keep on trying to, but he hasn't made a spear that sharp. After a while, trying to keep stabbing at it, the 0 pointer would knock him to the ground, but Deku would catch himself, with a trail of ash. Imagine Frozone like that, a trail of ash like Frozone would do. With him catching himself, he would rush back up and he started running up the 0 pointer's arm. He would then stab his spear tip into the 0 pointer's arm and start rushing up the 0 pointer, going all the way up the arm to the abdomen to the going all the way up the arm to the abdomen. I can't say the word. I can't remember what I said. Abdomen. Yeah, abdomen. I might say that word wrong. I can't remember how to say it. I ain't say that word in so long. He went from the chest all the way up to the head. Now, above the 0 point, he would point his spirit down to say, return to ash. And his spirit would light up a little bit. Well, at the tip, it would light up. And the 0 point would freeze, and then it would just combust into ash. Now, if you wonder what I mean by that, imagine in like Sheriff of the End, I forgot the main character's name, when he's basically in that mode, and he fights that thing, that creature, and he uses his spear made of salt to basically turn everything to salt. Imagine that would happen to the 0 pointer. Now, turning his ash to nothingness and getting rid of the rest of the ash or putting it inside of his body, storing it for later, he'll walk over to Uraka, see if she's still okay. After a while, after everything happened, the test will end. This one recovery girl would come over and ask Uraka what's wrong. Uraka would say that her ankle hurts. What recovery girl saying that, oh, it looks like you sprained your ankle. You should lay off of it for a little while. She would then kiss Uraka, says that should heal you back to full health, but you're going to be tired for a while. So you should get some rest when you get home and stuff like that. She would check Deku for injuries. See, now he has a little bit of bruising from getting hit by the 0 pointer, and says that he's going to be alright, just a little bit of bruising, nothing serious, nothing dangerous. She would also give him some gummies to basically make him feel better or give some more stamina. Everyone then go home. Uraka would thank Deku for saving her, and Deku would arrive home with a genuine smile on his face, which Inko would love because she barely sees her son smile that many times. Now, eventually, around like a week later, the UA would send out its letters saying that everyone, basically passed and got a UA, which here course they're taking, or which course they're taking in general. Deku would get his letter, Inko would rush in, being all happy, saying that you finally got your letter, it's here, it's here. Deku would open it and see that it was All Might that came on a disc. Really not really liking All Might that much because of what he said last time about like people with villainous quirks and people with quirks in general have a better chance of being a hero than people that not have a quirk. That would still be in Deku's mind and still make him a little bit angry. But All Might would still say that he passed and he is in Class 1A. So after hearing this, Deku and Inko will celebrate. Well, mostly Inko, because she's the one who's happy the most. Deku's more monotone about it, but he's still a little happy on the inside. He doesn't show it that much, but he does smile a little bit, which makes Inko more happy. After a while, the school will start, and Deku will go to school on the first day. Walking in, he get lost after a while because he cannot find his classroom, but he would eventually find it. Going inside, he would see Ida screaming at no Bakugo. Already disliking his class, Deku would just come in and sit down. Hold up. Looking for something right now. I seem to have misplaced something, but well, God, I ain't find that till like an hour later. But not really liking Ida because he's so strict and such. Basically, he's aggravating to Deku. But he would come in and he'd get ready to go sit down. Just when Ida, after talk to screaming at Bakugo, would come over and reintroduced himself to Deku, saying that he is sorry for the way he acted, and he hopes that Deku can forgive him. Deku says he said he forgives him. He said he forgives him, and you just need to chill off a little bit more. Like, you're too much of a stickler for rules and too focused on following the rules. Sometimes it's not good to always follow rules. Sometimes you have to branch off. Either listening but also not listening at the same time. But return to his seat. After a while, Deku and Raku also finna go to their seats. This when Aizawa would pop up, saying that this is no time to make friends. So Aizawa would tell them all sit down, and he would introduce himself as Shoto Aizawa. He's their home teacher, and he does not like tardiness and a lot of other stuff. He'd also give them gym uniforms, said meet them outside because they're going to be doing a quirk apprehension test. Everyone getting up and going outside for this test, after getting dressed in the locker room. Once outside, Aizawa would throw the ball to Bakugo because he got the highest score. Yes, I'm getting Bakugo the highest score. Second place was Deku. And no, Todoroki is not third place. That is Momo, and Todoroki is fourth. Todoroki was shocked a little bit that he was beaten for the top score, but he sees that it's acceptable because he did not take the entrance exam. He took the recommendation exam. While he did score high on the test portion, he does know he's nowhere near as smart as the rest of the three of them. But he's smart in his own right. So, Bakugo throw the ball. He say die like he didn't get any. He'll get 700. No points. Everyone else would then, when they say this looks like fun, using that quirk. I was always saying fun. Fun? You think hero attacks are fun? You think every day people have to wake up in fear, constantly knowing that one day they might get killed because they go out and the villain decides to attack just for fun? Natural disasters, wars, famine, slavery, all these things going on in our world, and you think this is all just for fun. This is the hero world. If you think this is all funny games, then you do not belong, because you will not last long. After saying those words and getting everyone's mood down, as I would then continue with the test, after telling them that whoever comes in last place will be expelled. This will make everyone work harder not to get expelled. After finishing, going through the test, Deku would dominate in a lot of areas. Grip Strength, he would come in second, only to, third, hold up. He coming fourth, only to, the dude that has multiple arms, forgot his name. Tail dude, I forgot his name. Ojiro. Yeah, Ojiro. And Sugar Rush Boy, forgot his name. If I can find my other phone, but I'm not gonna find it. Where did I put it? said. That's a remote. Nope. Oh. Alright. So basically, yeah, he would come in fourth place. And the rest of the test, he would do good. Like the standing long jump, he would get first place because he can just fly. Side, he would come in second. No, third, because Barco and Netta came in first and second, respectively. I mean, because Netta and Barco came in first and second. In a couple of the tests, he would come in first, second, third, or top 5. When it came to the race, he would also become first. And that only the reason he came first is because Ida has to basically run after a while to get go through gears just to get to top amount of speed. Oh, his name Shoji. Yeah, Shoji. Because he has to go through gears, that's why Deku was fast to him. Deku can just blast off. Now here comes the ball throw. Deku will be second up, and he would basically get to the ball throw. He would concentrate, putting the layer of basically ash around the ball, and then he would throw it. The ball would keep flying because Deku has such great control of his ash. It constricts around the ball and basically pushes it forward into the air as it keeps flying and flying. Until it gets to outer space, Deku will stop his control over the ash and just basically wait for Aizawa to give him his score. Aizawa would say infinity, shocking everyone there. They did not know that was possible from someone like Deku. And Rocket would then go basically get Infinity 2, which was also shocking some people, but basically not at the same time either because they know that her quirk can basically cancel gravity. So after the tests are done, everyone would go back to the classroom. It was when they would do their introductions. Introductions, I meant to say. And after all of that is done, they would all go home. After a couple of weeks of staying at UA, basically getting accustomed to the classrooms, the teachers, and things like that. This is when, basically, on one day, Aizawa was not in the classroom. They were wondering when the teacher is at and who was going to be teaching them. This is when All Might would bust through the door, saying, "I am here," walking through the door like a normal person. Most of the class think that's not how a normal person will walk through. Another screaming is All Might, basically. And he's in his retro outfit. All Might would then say, "Haha, young heroes. I am here to help you in your hero battle studies." So, he would press a button and the hero costumes come out. "Why don't you meet me outside? I want to see you look great in your new hero costumes." As he says this, everyone would grab their outfits and go outside. Inko, knowing Deku does not basically not hate All Might, but she knows that Deku is not an adamant All Might fan. Like, she knows that Deku does not follow All Might to the T. She'll basically get him basically a jacket with a hoodie, combat pants or cargo pants, basically, with basically some steel-toed boots, bunch of straps on him that he can carry multiple things that he sees fit as needed, like some water, extra food like protein bars, things like that. 3 small, basically first aid kits, and a couple other things that he sees as useful and necessary. Deku would also wear a mask over his face to cover his face. like a little rebreather. It does not cover his eyes, it just covers his mouth. Imagine that mask right there, you see right there, Deku has right there, on his outfit right there. I said right there too many times. But the mask Deku has right now on his costume, imagine it's just black. His jacket is black also. Cargo pants are just a light, no, a dark gray, with the boots being black, not the black, a dark gray also. Deku also have some gloves with metal backings on the back hand, like it's metal, like in Naruto, like ninjas with it. Only the pointer fingers have no glove parts on it, only the pointer fingers. I just say y'all look like great heroes, and y'all be great heroes one day. Deku said his costume is not perfectly done because he wants to add a little bit more things to make it more practical. So thinking about what he can do, he would create a little bit of body armor from his ash on his basically jacket. It would look like his jacket is a little bit black with mixed with a little bit of gray, and it has a design on it. Now what design I'm going to use, it has the not toxin, I could use the toxin side, but no, it has the if you, yes, it has the nuclear sign on it, nuclear. If you've seen the sign that says no, do not touch, it's basically nuclear radiation, stuff like that. Imagine that sign, but it's on Deku's jacket, and it's made of ash. So, I didn't pick teams. Teams are going to be different because I'm tired of having the same teams, but it's just so simple to do. Teams will be teams will be the same. Everyone will be paired up against each other, and the fights will go the same. Deku basically would not have a fight the same because he would actually be fighting Bakugo, getting good hits, and basically would defeat Bakugo after some time because Bakugo cannot touch him, cannot hurt him, anything like that. Deku's outfit wouldn't even hurt. So after Deku and Uraka would actually win this fight because Deku took down Ida after a while too by constricting him to the ground with chains. With the fight over with and everyone getting ready to go home after every fight was over with. Now, another week will pass by and everyone is getting ready to go to lunch. Walk towards lunch area. Deku would sit down, start eating his food. This one Uraka and Ida will also, roll up and start talking to him. A couple other students also, like Mina, Kirishima, Ozuro, Kaminari, and a couple others. They start talking and eating. This is when the alarm goes off. Hold up. I'm mixing events here. Well, I'm just going to go through this one and do a flashback. But this one, the alarm goes off, and everyone starts to panic, getting scared, and stuff like that. Start running, pushing each other down, basically causing complete mayhem. So Ida would still come with the same plan he did in Canada to stop everyone from rioting. Now, Uraka would say this, no, they made a good choice of Ida being class president. Fast flashback. Ida was voted president and Momo was vice president. Flashback over. So, thinking about if I should end this video here. But nah, I'm gonna keep going. So, after that, you ain't got everything under control. And as I always say that, they're gonna be going to the USA. Basically, and they're gonna be doing rescue training. Everyone is pumped up. They get into their hero costumes, so the ones that couldn't get in their hero costume get into their gym outfits. They get on the bus, either try to get them in single file line and they have them in specific seats, but they would not listen, and that bus was not that kind of bus, so they all just come in and sit down wherever they want to. The day after that, as I always start driving off. They start asking questions, basically. So you was doing the whole thing about telling who she thinks the top people in the classroom, being Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. She asked Deku what his quirk basically is. Deku says he has control over Ash to an insane level. He says he does not know any other aspects of his quirk. All he does know is that he can control Ash. Now, after the questioning was stopped, as I would basically pull up to the USA. He'll go in along with the students. They would meet 13. 13 would display what they'd be doing, basically different rescue courses and trainings. You got the water zone, the class building zone, the fire zone, the mountain zone, and a couple others that are probably there also. But Deku, sensing something is wrong, he just has this feeling that something is out of place. Something just feels unnatural. This is when the villains would start coming out of the portal. As I was seeing this would tell 13 to protect the children after almost every single villain would come out of it. He would then rush down there. After some talk to the students saying that he can handle this, you cannot be a hero, being just a one-trick pony. He would go through waves and waves of villains, knocking them down and basically fighting them. But many can see that he's getting tired at a steady pace. This one, Kurogiri would come and Bakugo and Kirishima would try to stop him, but everyone else would be teleported away. Deku will still be teleported to the water zone, quickly getting out of the water. No one is staying there any longer. Sees all these fish people try to get him. Tsuyu would then jump on a boat along with Mineta. Mineta is acting all scared, like Deku says that they need a plan. They need to get back to the main area and regroup with everyone else. Deku would then come with a plan, said he would create a bridge of his Ash back to the mainland, but he would also create a couple of bow and arrows or rocks and things like that to knock the villains out, because if they try to cross now, the villains would just jump up or use their quirks to try and stop them. He would get these rocks, pebbles, things like that. Anything he can create that can knock these villains out without being lethal to Tsuyu and Mineta. He would tell them to throw it. Mineta, basically having his quirk, would also throw his quirk at them too. Wish and Tail would get them stuck and make it unable for them to basically follow them. After getting away from the villains and going to the mainland, Tsuyu, Deku, and Mineta would head towards the middle place where Aizawa is, but then seeing how Aizawa is being beaten by a giant villain, Deku would think it's safer for him to go alone because he knows the limits of his quirk. He knows that he is strong. He would tell Tsuyu and Mineta to head back towards the front of the USA. He'll rush in to help Aizawa. They did not listen. They stayed there. Deku would rush in to save Aizawa. He would get close. He would use his Ash to block one of Nomu's punches, but it was very strong. He would get pushed back, but he still had gotten Aizawa out of the way. No, fast enough. Aizawa was still conscious, asking what he's doing there. He should have just ran. Deku says that he cannot leave his teacher behind. As I was seeing the determination in Deku's eyes, also seeing, the golden flakes that's basically coming into his eyes from his normal green. Deku with determination would stand up, creating gauntlets of basically ash on his hands, and staring the Nomu down and saying, I will not let you basically kill my teacher or sensei. If you get into a boxing stand and Nobu didn't rush Deku, Deku would not be able to react in time or get punched, but Deku would still throw a punch and punch the Nobu right in the elbow, pushing it up and breaking the bone. Shigaraki was intrigued because he would think that no one can bypass the normal shock absorption. Deku getting up, albeit a little bit damaged, having a couple of bruised ribs, and bleeding from the mouth, and basically he'll be a little bit worse for wear. Not completely broken, but a little bit. His ribs are bruised. Basically, a couple of hairline fractures, bleeding from the mouth, but he still stand up and go to fight the Gnome again, but this time bringing out his trusty spear and kept on stabbing towards the Gnome at quick speeds that he can, generate, which would cause other cuts to appear across the Gnome's body, which were taking a long time to heal because he left ash in them to keep them open. He was basically slinging his spear at a large arc, which would cause a large scar to appear on the Gnome from the top right of his body to the left hip, top shoulder to his top right shoulder to his left hip, which was not healing, which made Shigaraki furious. He's wondering how is this brat doing this, not knowing that this is Deku's quirk that's basically fighting the Gnome's healing factor to not be able to heal the wound because Deku keeps leaving ash there to basically leave the wounds open, not knowing that the Gnome, well actually he does know that the Gnome has a regeneration quirk because his elbow would be back in place and fixed. After keeping fighting and Deku keeps getting hit over and over again, at this point in time he has broken ribs, eternal bleeding, things like that. He's on his last leg. This one All Might will bust through, basically saying he is here. He has this furious look on his face. Villains that were still at the plaza at the top, at the stairs, All Might would knock him out in quick succession and would run back to where Deku is. And he would basically thank young Minoria for keeping up the good fight. Deku would basically just keep looking straight at this point in time because he's so tired. He's out of breath. He's on his last leg, but he just keeps standing with his spear in the ground as he's keeping to hold himself up. Amar didn't say he would take it from here, and he rushed in and start fighting Nomu. The fight would go mostly like in canon, with All Might defeating Nomu and sending him flying, winning the fight. All Might would then thank Deku for his bravery and willingness to stand up for his teacher. As I will also thank Deku for saving his life, but also reprimand him for doing something so stupid. All his friends would congratulate Deku and also see if he's okay. Deku at some point in time would also pass out, and when the rest of the heroes and the ambulance would show up, Shigaraki would get shot by Snipe and they would escape with Shigaraki furious at Deku. Now, as I will be taken to the hospital and he will be put to rest Deku will also be taken to the hospital where he be examined and he be healed by recovery because his injuries may be serious but not too serious at this point. So, after 2 weeks, actually, after a week of being in the hospital, actually, I'm going to say like a couple of days being in the hospital, Deku will be allowed to go back to school. Where she would go back to school, and they would tell them that they're going to have 2 weeks off to train for the sports festival. And training for the sports festival, what they would do, and what else? At training for the sports festival, everyone would get up and ready. This when another class would come and they would declare war on class 1A. But class 1A not really caring about it. Well, they are a little bit intimidated, but they would not care about it much, seeing as they just survived the villain attack. So, after that's all done, the sports festival will come around. Todoroki will declare war on Deku and Bakugo. So, everyone get ready to go outside. Midnight would introduce all the classes. Then she would say, she would call up Bakugo to do the speech. He would say he's going to win like he did in Canon. Then they would get lined up for the race. When the race starts, Deku would jump up in the air and he would fly all the way to the finish line, not want to waste any time with him getting first place. And eventually Todoroki and Bakugo would fight for second and third, with Todoroki get second and Bakugo getting third, and everyone else would come to fall in position. Shinso would not do the same playing he did in Canon with mind controlling anyone from class 1A. He would actually mind control people from other classes. So after this is done, let's crack. So after this done, the cavalry battle will start. Deku would have the same team he had in Canon, and he would still keep his 1 million points because his quirk being such versatile. After the fight is done, it's time for the battle portion. The fights would be like in Canon because a couple of kids would still drop out, like Ojo. He would still drop out. Don't know why. He would just drop out because of honor. A couple other students would also drop out. Deku versus Shinso. Deku already knowing Shinso's quirk. He would fight him hand to hand, wanting to see how good Shinso has gotten since the last time he seen him. But he sees that Shinso may have gotten a lot stronger. Not much stronger at the point of Deku yet, but he's stronger. He has some skills now. This will make Aizawa interested in Shinso and to train Shinso to become someone like him. This also get other, basically other heroes interested in Shinso also, seeing that he has great potential. They do not know much about Deku, but they see he has great potential as a fighter also. They don't know much about his quirk, only that he controls the ass, he can fly and stuff like that. So, with that fight out of the way, the rest of the fights will go like a Canon, up to Deku fighting Todoroki. and they would go to try to stop Deku, but Deku would just turn to ash and just float away until he basically gets into the ring. He would spawn again, and him and Todoroki get ready to fight. The fight would go somewhat decently, with Deku beating Todoroki slowly but surely. Deku would tell Todoroki use his full power because this is not a real battle. It's not a fight at all. Use your full strength. Todoroki says he will never use his father's power. Deku said that it is not your father's power, it's yours. Use it. Show me everything that you have. You cannot be a hero if you will not use all your power. Do not be bound by your blood. Do not be bound by your quirk. Do not be NG Todoroki. Be Shoto Todoroki. Show me what you have. Everything. This would push Todoroki to his limits, and basically awakening him. In which he would use his fire. Deku would smile genuinely. And Todoroki would say, show me your limits too. I want to see everything you have also. Deku would smile and say gladly as he would fight Todoroki. You know, the fighting would go on for a while, but eventually Deku would win and beat Todoroki. After beating Todoroki, Deku would then fight Bako. He would beat Bako like he was supposed to. He would beat Bako. Bako would still use, AP shots, things like that, to fight Deku with. But Deku would still beat him. But Deku could see that Bako was getting stronger and stronger. Even though Bako was a little bit agitated that he still lost to Deku, he would see that he is getting stronger. He's catching up. He can see that. Now, All Might would then hand out the medals. This when everyone would start picking names. Deku does not know what name to pick. No, basically. And the reason I'm saying Deku does not know the name to pick, that's because I don't know the name to pick. I should have thought about this before I started this. Dang it. What name should I pick? I don't know what name to pick. I'm just gonna call him Deku like in the original. So Deku will still name himself Deku, the Ash Hero. I don't know. He calls himself something like that. He might change his name in the future or something like that. He probably wouldn't even choose the names too. Like he thinks about something. Actually, I'm gonna do it like that. He does not choose a name until he thinks about something that he come up with. So he just remains nameless till he can think about something to come up with. Everyone else will still get their names and everyone will get their internships. Deku would internship with a hero and Hosu. The reason I'm doing this is because of the plot. Alright? Don't forget about plot. And I'm actually going to stop this video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out. I'm now going to record the other video. Like I said, I'm going to record 2 of those. Then I'm going to record 2 more of what if Naruto liked to fight. And then 2 more of these. And then another 2 more that. Or I might just finish this what if because I like this what if. Might just finish this. But thanks for watching. Peace out. See you all in the next one.